Story of the Buddha continued. Living as a monk. So, at the age of 29, Siddhartha began the homeless life of a monk. From Kapilavatthu, he walked south to the city of Rajagaha, the capital of the Magadha country. The king of this country was named Bimbisara. The morning after Siddhartha arrived, he went to the city and obtained his meal for the day by asking. After his meal, Siddhartha decided to go to the mountains where many hermits and sages lived. On the way there, he came across a flock of sheep. Shepherds were driving to the herd to Rajagaha to be sacrificed in a fire ceremony. One little lamb was injured. Out of compassion, Siddhartha picked up the lamb and followed the shepherds back to the city. In the city, the fire was burning on the altar, and King Bimbisara and a group of priests were chanting hymns. They all worshipped fire. When the leader of the fire worshippers lifted his sword to kill the first sheep, Siddhartha quickly stopped him. He asked the king not to let the worshippers destroy the lives of the poor animals. Then Siddhartha turned to the worshippers and told them, "Life is extremely precious. All living creatures want to live, just like humans." He continued, "If people expect mercy, they should show mercy by the law of cause and effect, karma. Those who kill others will in turn be killed. If we expect happiness in the future, we must not harm any creatures. Whoever sows suffering will reap the same fruits." This speech completely changed the king's mind and the minds of the fire worshippers. He stopped the killing ceremony and invited Siddhartha to stay and teach his people. But Siddhartha declined as he had not yet found the truth he was seeking. Siddhartha the ascetic. After Siddhartha left Rajagaha, he went to see a sage named Alara Kalama. He stayed with the sage and studied diligently. Soon he knew as much as his teacher. But although he had learned how to make his mind very calm, he still did not know the way to freedom from all suffering. So he thanked Alara Kalama and left to find another teacher. Siddhartha then studied with a sage named Ukara Ramaputta. He learned how to make his mind very still and empty of all thoughts and emotions. But he still did not understand the mystery of life and death, and did not find the complete freedom from suffering that he sought. Again, Siddhartha thanked his teacher and left, but this time he decided to find the ultimate truth by his own wisdom and effort. In those days, there were many wandering monks who belonged to various cults. They had left their families to become ascetics. They believed by starving themselves or tormenting their body, asceticism, they would be reborn in heaven. Their belief was that the more they suffered in this life, the more pleasure they would receive in the future. So some ate extremely little food, some stood on foot for a long time, and others slept on boards covered with sharp nails. Siddhartha also tried to become an ascetic. He thought that if he practiced hard enough, he would become enlightened. So he found a place at Uruvela near a river and a village where he could wash and obtain his daily food. There were 5 other men living there, and they became his companions. Like Siddhartha, they also practiced asceticism. Their names were Kondana, Bahadya, Vapa, Mahanama, and Asadzi. Siddhartha practiced various forms of asceticism for 6 years. He reduced his eating more and more until he ate nothing at all. He became extremely thin, but still he did not want to give up such practice. One day, while meditating alone, he fainted. At that time, a shepherd boy with a goat walked by. He saw Siddhartha and realized that without any food, Siddhartha would die very soon. So he quickly fed him some warm goat's milk. Soon Siddhartha regained consciousness and began to feel better. He realized that without the boy's help, he would have died before attaining enlightenment. From then on, Siddhartha began eating normally. Soon his health was completely restored. It was clear to him now that asceticism was not the way to enlightenment. However, his 5 friends continued with their ascetic practices. They thought that Siddhartha had become greedy, and so they left him. One morning, a girl named Sujata offered Siddhartha some delicious milk rice porridge and said to him, "May you be successful in obtaining your wishes." On the same day, Siddhartha accepted an offering of straw from a straw peddler, made a seat from it, and sat down to meditate under a large Bodhi tree. Facing east, he made a promise to himself, "I will not give up until I achieve my goal, until I find a way of freedom from suffering for myself and all people, the supreme enlightenment." As he meditated, Siddhartha let go of all outside disturbances and memories of pleasures from the past. He let go of all worldly thoughts and turned his mind to finding the ultimate truth about life. He asked himself, how does suffering start? How can one be free from suffering? At first, many distracting images appeared in his mind, but finally, his mind became very calm, like a pond of still water. In the calm of deep meditation, Siddhartha concentrated on how his own life had started. First, Siddhartha remembered his previous lives. Next, he saw how beings are reborn according to the law of cause and effect, or karma. He saw that good deeds lead away from suffering to peace and happiness, and that bad deeds lead to more suffering. Then he saw that the origin of suffering is being greedy, which arises from thinking that we are more important than everybody else. Finally, he became completely free from thinking in this way. This freedom is called nirvana. So at the age of 35, Siddhartha became the Buddha, the Supreme Enlightened One. After attaining the Supreme Enlightenment, the Buddha remained sitting in the happiness of nirvana for several days. Later, a Brahmin, an upper caste man, came by the tree where the Buddha sat. He greeted the Buddha and asked, "What qualities does one have to be a true Brahmin and a noble person?" The Buddha replied, "The true Brahmin must give up all evil. He must give up all conceit, pursue understanding, and practice pure living. This way, he will deserve to be called a Brahmin."